F1 on Netflix, why aren't Lewis Hamilton or Sebastian Vettel in the F1 documentary? Netflix's announcement of its 10-episode documentary entitled Drive to Survive was met with huge excitement from fans. The series captured the iconic moments of last season, which served up an epic title battle between Mercedes and Ferrari. It also promised to give the audience a unique insight into the world of Formula One. Paul Martin from Box to Box Films said, "Netflix was the perfect platform on which to tell the inside story of this incredible sport." F1 has long been a world of colorful characters and supersized egos, thrills and drama, victory and tragedy, but until now that world has been largely hidden and secretive from fans. Formula One, Drive to Survive takes the viewers right into the heart of this world and shows what it is like to live, work and race within the world's fastest sport. The series was released on March 8 but fans were stunned to discover the sport's two biggest stars were barely involved. On Netflix, why are Hamilton and Vettel missing? The two teams at the forefront of last year's title fight don't feature in series as Mercedes and Ferrari both refuse to allow cameras behind the scenes. The lack of access is something that frustrated the program makers, with executive producer Paul Martin describing it as a disservice to the sport and its fans. He said, "Mercedes and Ferrari wanted to operate under different terms to the rest of the teams, and us, as producers, and Netflix as the broadcasting platform, didn't feel comfortable with that." It was going to be all or nothing, and if those terms were good enough for the 8 other teams, it should have been good enough for Mercedes and Ferrari, too. My view is that they did a slight disservice to the fans and the sport by not taking part. We were lucky enough that teams such as Red Bull, Renault, Haas, and the others gave us fabulous access and bared their souls. Ferrari hasn't commented on the documentary, but Mercedes did release a statement. It read, "Competing for the World Championship is an all-consuming business that demands every ounce of focus from the entire team. We are driven first and foremost by performance in every decision we make." Next news: Lewis Hamilton arrives in Bahrain on a scooter and Sebastian Vettel is here too. The Mercedes star is looking to bounce back after a second-place finish in the opening Grand Prix of the season 2 weeks ago. Hamilton's teammate Valtteri Bottas cruised to victory last time out, and the Brit is ready to go for glory this weekend. The circus has descended on Bahrain ahead of Sunday's showdown, and Hamilton was spotted scooting around Sakir. Meanwhile, main rival for the 2019 F1 World Drivers' Championship is Sebastian Vettel. And the German was present in Sakir today sporting a flourishing mustache. Speaking ahead of Friday's qualifying, Hamilton said he doesn't think Bottas has had to drastically improve on last season. "I don't think so. He is motivated every year," Hamilton said. "I work with a man and he is the same man he was last year. For me there is no difference, and except the beard. Time will tell the rest." As for Vettel, Ferrari expect instant results after correcting their cooling system that impacted performance in Melbourne. The Bahrain Grand Prix is the second round of what will be a very long and demanding season, team boss Massia Binotto said. The Sakir circuit has very different characteristics to the Australian one, with traction and braking being key factors. As a team, we will have to ensure that we have understood and rectified the areas where we were weak in Australia, which therefore meant we were unable to fully exploit our car's potential. In Bahrain, we expect to see the effect of the corrections we have made, although we are well aware that our competitors will once again be very strong. With that in mind, we are keen to get back on track and face up to them. Next news: Lewis Hamilton hits back at Mercedes over car damage. "I didn't do it." Hamilton's W10 had a piece of floor missing near the rear wing, and that was the excuse given for him finishing 21 seconds behind teammate Valtteri Bottas. Mercedes strategist James Vowles claimed Hamilton drove over a curb and damaged his own car. But the Brit has hit back, insisting he should not shoulder any of the blame. "We saw the drop in performance from lap 4, Hamilton said. "There was an assumption made that it was by curbs, but I didn't try any more curbs than I had done in the past, so it most likely was debris." There was some debris from other cars losing parts of their car, so it could have easily been that. But again, it's all a guessing game. "I didn't make any mistakes or run wide anywhere to cause the incident, but it was a big loss in performance." Vowles explained in a briefing after the Australian Grand Prix how he thought the damage was caused. "On inspection of Lewis's car after the race, we noticed some damage over what we call the tire seal area," said Vowles. "We saw the broken carbon just in front of that rear tire on that floor region. That area is quite sensitive aerodynamically, both for downforce and also for balance of the car, and we believe we sustained it during the race while riding over some curbs." Hamilton is attempting to get a first win of the season in Bahrain this weekend. But he feels Ferrari and Red Bull will also be much closer to the Silver Arrows. "I fully anticipate it will be a lot closer this weekend," he said. Coming into this weekend, obviously we have the pleasant surprise of being fast in the last race, but it could change here. Maybe their car didn't work, or their tires weren't working for them in the race last and they will work here. So I'm just as excited as you are to see how it pans out. Next news: Valtteri Bottas disagrees with Lewis Hamilton ahead of Bahrain Grand Prix. Hamilton was asked if his Mercedes teammate Bottas, who finished 5th last year, has changed at all over the winter break. "I don't think so. He's motivated every year," he said. Those quotes were then put to Bottas in the driver's press conference this afternoon. And the Finn insisted that he had in fact made psychological changes in a bid to win a first world title. "For sure, if you look at the results, it is very early in the season, it is one race, but I can for sure say something in my mind has changed for the year," Bottas said. "The preparation over the winter and just the way I feel and think about things have changed. It is quite difficult to explain in detail, but I feel quite different to years before." Bottas won the season opening Australian Grand Prix, beating Hamilton by 21 seconds. The 29-year-old is hoping to continue the momentum come right out in Bahrain on Sunday. "It has normally been quite a strong race for me, but every year you still need to qualify well," he added. "I think this year might be a bit better in terms of overtaking with the new DRS zone. I think still ultimately the race pace is going to be important. It has been a strong race for me in the past and I rated quite well on my list. But obviously the aim is to approach every weekend to be on top of your game and to not have any bad races." Next news: Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas gives hilarious reason he beat Mercedes teammate. During the winter, Bottas spent a long time reflecting on 2018 as he was only able to finish 5th, despite having the same car as world champion Hamilton. However, the Finn has returned with newfound confidence, and new facial hair, and won the first race of the campaign. He was quizzed on what had changed since the turn of the year ahead of this weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix. "It must be the beard," he joked. Bottas also hailed his opening day heroics where he overtook Hamilton. "It really felt after the race that it was one of the best or my best race," he added. "The start of the race was the key to get into the lead, but after that I did not mistakes and everything was under control." When you feel you're performing at your best, you just try to keep the momentum. Mercedes were expected to be behind Ferrari in terms of pace this year as they struggled at pre-season testing. Bottas reiterated his surprise how the Silver Arrows secured a 1-2 finish in Melbourne. "I think the car is always a bit different and you as a driver always has to compensate yourself to the car to get the most out of the package," he said. Testing in Barcelona, we never got enough out of the car and we still have to improve. Obviously it is quite difficult to say. We were all quite surprised to perform as we had in Melbourne. This is a bit of a funny circuit, but here and in China we are going to get a much better picture of the real performance. It was very welcome for us to see that kind of pace, and the feeling with the car is much better than in winter testing. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.